What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Frankie's Aquatics right here on the wonderful platform that is YouTube. Now, I hope you've had a smashing week. It's been still a bit warm, hasn't it? Let's be perfectly honest. A little bit too warm, to be honest. I've got an extra pair of eyes on me today as well. Do you want to meet somebody? Come here, you. Someone is having a lazy pyjama day today, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you just chilling?
Yeah.
Are you going to show the lovely people your lovely bow? Oh, who do you look like? Emma from the Wiggles, don't you? High five. Boom! So, I would just do the whole video with this little one attached to my hip, but she weighs quite a bit. So, I'm going to have to pop her back down, which is spectated from over there, aren't you?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Mm.
that's right. So, let's carry on with this week's video. Give you a kiss. So this week's video is going to be something that's been requested on several occasions. Everybody seems to love Tiny Tim, the story of Tiny Tim. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the story of the legend that is Tiny Timothy, then you do definitely need to go back on my channel and have a look for the videos for Tiny Tim. Although I do have my suspicions that Tiny Tim is not so tiny anymore and might just be a female. So Tiny Tina, name change. Not really, its name's Tiny Tim. So let's just get straight into this week's video. So to answer a few questions, Tiny Tim is still currently with me. He's an absolute beauty. He is still showing signs of being a tiny. He's got a very squished body and very nice long legs, and you'll see in this week's video. So without further ado, let's go. Come back in for the video. Let's go as we go on to this week's video. Which way do we go, Phoebes? That way or that way? This way. Let's go. Oh, this way. So as you can see, Tiny Tim is not exactly living up to his name. He's not so tiny anymore. He is still classed as a tiny, if you'd like to label them that, or better known as a dwarf. You can see this by the lack of neck, for one. And then if you look at the body compared to the legs don't really match up to the body. The body is quite compact and quite squishy, and the legs are quite long and almost lanky. But I'm sure you'll agree, Tiny Tim is an absolute beauty, and he's doing so well. I'm going to miss this little guy, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be hard to say goodbye when the day does come, but I know for a fact that he's going to have a great life. And yeah, I'm going to miss the little sausage, who am I kidding? Now you might think that this is quite a large amount of pellets, but you'll be surprised how much this little man can handle. He manages to put food away like there's no tomorrow. He loves his feeding pellets, he loves his wormies, he's got a great appetite, and believe it or not, within about 5 minutes he ate the absolute lot. He is one chunky sausage if I ever did see. So there we have it, that's Tiny Tim, who will soon, I say soon, eventually will be going to his new forever home. It was a choice that I didn't want to have to make. I always thought that Tiny Tim, I always knew deep down that Tiny Tim would eventually, thank you Tia for that, walking into my tripod, you goof. I always knew eventually that Tiny Tim would fly the nest and he would find his forever home. It's only right that he does, bless him. He's an absolute adorable little squish. And I've had this particular family lined up for a while. I won't name them in case they don't want to be named. But they're just a wonderful couple, and they've had several axolotls from me before, and they do an absolute grand job of raising them. I have no concerns. I feel happy, comfortable and confident that Tiny Tim will have a great life with these guys, and I'm genuinely looking forward to watching him grow with them. So as always, do let me know what you thought of this week's video in the comments below. Also let me know what you guys have been up to and what you think of Tiny Tim. Let all the information roll below so we can start a bit of a conversation in the comments section. A big special shout out, thank you again to my Frankie Lottles. They're my Patreon team over on Patreon, obviously. Patreon team from Patreon. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you want to get yourself involved and become an official Frankie Lottle, you will find all the relevant information directly below this video. You know what you have to do? You have to go on that little bit that no one ever goes on anymore. No one ever reads the description, let's be honest. We don't, do we? We never read the description, but all the information will be below. Along with merchandise too. We've got some new merchandise coming out very soon, which I'm working on. And I'm very excited to obviously roll with that too. So, thank you all for stopping by and checking out this week's video. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that like button. It just lets me know that you enjoy the content that I'm producing. Also, hit the subscribe button. That'll keep you in the loop. That will keep you in the loop every time I upload. And also, ding that notification bell. And until next time, ta-ta for now. Woohoo! I would like to give an extended special thank you to my Frankie Lottles. That's the people that choose to support me over on Patreon. If you want to get yourself involved, you'll find all the relevant information directly below. Go on then, you start and I'll carry on. Or do you want me to start?
No, I.
Go on then, steal the show.
Think you know that.
Up, up, up the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. So goodbye to the people. Goodbye to the people. Which way are we going? That way or that way? Which way? That way or that way? This way? Or this way? Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She's alright, don't worry, I've not dropped her.
Oh,